So I guess lockdown is like the Queen's birthday? 2 in 1 year? Hey guys, my name's Adrian and I am passionate about helping you to become more financially literate. So watch this video to find out how you can save a few extra pennies. Let's go! So I've been speaking to my friends about these finance videos that I'm doing, and a topic that's come up loads is actually to do a video on how to save money. And I'm not going to pretend that this video will solve, the real issues that you might face at this time during this pandemic. But what I'd like to talk to you about is a few ways that I think you can go about looking at your finances and your lifestyle in order to reduce your outgoings, make lockdown less stressful and less anxious. Now, what I'm going to do is start with the largest expense and kind of work my way down. So the biggest outgoing that you've probably got is rent. And I'm not suggesting to move house during a pandemic, but it is something that you should consider. If you are at the end of your rental agreement or nearly at the end of your rental agreement, could you move to a smaller property or a cheaper area while still keeping your job, keeping your source of income? That could be one really good option. Another option could be talking to your landlord. Would they be interested in a rent reduction if you signed up for another year, another 18 months, another 2 years? I'm not saying that this will definitely work, but without asking, you're not going to know. Now, next, I would probably look at your utilities, your gas and electric, and your phone bill and your internet. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can really do about water. Turn the tap off when you brush your teeth and all that kind of stuff, but you're probably already doing that. But your gas and electricity, you can use a website called USwitch and actually check that you're on the best tariff, and you can switch that at any time. And actually what's better is they will do all of the work for you when it comes to switching. Your internet, you probably are in a contract for your internet, but find out when that ends. Don't let that roll over just without even looking at it. Do a comparison, see what speed you can get, see what providers you've got in your area, and make a note of when that happens so you can then go and get the best deal if you can't get it right now. Similarly, for your mobile phone, you don't need the latest iPhone, you don't need the latest Samsung, you don't need 100 gig of data. We're all at home. Use Wi-Fi. Can you downgrade your current plan, or can you switch to a cheaper plan? If you can't, make a note of when your plan ends, and 2 weeks before, go on a price comparison site and see which mobile plan best suits you in terms of cost and data downloads. And what about your entertainment? Netflix, Spotify, Disney Plus. I share all of these things with my brother, my sister-in-law, my mum, and my dad. And what it means is that we each pay a fraction of the cost, but we still get to enjoy the whole thing. It doesn't have to be family. You can do it with your friends. Even if you have one other person, you're still going to split the cost in half. Next is your car. So if you've got a car, let's look at your insurance. Do you have the best insurance deal? When was the last time you used Confused.com, Compare the Market, Money Supermarket? Get on that and make sure that you're paying as little as possible for your car insurance. Again, like before, if that's not due right now, make a note of when it is due, and then about 3 weeks, 2 weeks before, get on those comparison websites, put in your details, and get a reduction in your costs. I spend too much money on clothes. And one of the ways that I found to reduce my urge to buy clothes is by doing a wardrobe inventory. What this means is I take out all of my clothes and I write down, okay, I have 3 white t-shirts, a black t-shirt, 2 grey t-shirts. And there's something for me about when you see all of your clothes spread out on the bed, you can start to see different, I would actually wear that with that. I would wear that jumper. I would wear that t-shirt with those jeans. And you might not see that when you've got them in drawers or in a wardrobe. But when you've got them out, for me, that really helps me visualize what I already own. And I know Black Friday is coming up, and I'm here to tell you, you don't need it. It might look nice, and I'm sure it is nice, but you don't need it. You've probably already got something the same or very, very similar. And then we move on to food. Now, I am not a chef really in any way, shape, or form, and I will leave some links in the description of people on YouTube who I think are very, very good in terms of cooking, cheap, fast, easy, meal prep, that kind of stuff. But what I would say in the context of this, in terms of saving money during lockdown, buy in bulk, cook in bulk, freeze it. Buy in bulk, go to the supermarket, do an online delivery, cook in bulk, Sunday night, cook a massive chili, a massive pasta bake, cook it up, freeze it, and you eat it over a few days. Actually, you haven't even got to eat it that week. You can probably eat it within a month. You just need a bit of time up front, and then you reap the benefits. Also, I'd say buy frozen veg. It's all the same stuff. It just means you haven't got to throw it away when you inevitably don't eat the fresh bits. One of my favourite things this year that I found is on Monzo, there's a savings pot that you can activate. And what it does is every time you make a transaction, it rounds up to the nearest pound, and it puts that extra bit into a savings pot that you don't see unless you go looking for it. And so about 7 months ago, I created a pot called Christmas, and now all of my roundups go into that pot, which I don't even see. So in the last 7 months, I've made hundreds of purchases using my Monzo card, and those roundups have actually added up to £200 that I've saved without even knowing. So definitely look into doing that. Put a savings pot in just for a rainy day, for holiday next year, anything that you want, and you'll start saving money towards that without even noticing, which is awesome. So guys, that's really it from me. That's just a few ideas how I think you can save money. Start looking at the stuff that costs you the most money and then work your way down. So you're looking at your rent, your car, your utilities, your food bill, and your clothing. And finally, I think you should look at the roundup function on Monzo or your banking equivalent. Set up a savings pot, so every time you spend, you're saving a few pennies towards yourself or towards an event or a holiday, and you're saving money in the background without even realizing. I really hope these tips helped you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you're able to implement any of these into your life. If you have any questions for me, please leave that down below. And if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, that would be awesome. I hope I see you next time. Take care.